This is class 9 CBSE History French Revolution Part 5. France becomes a constitutional monarchy. Here, constitutional monarchy means it is a form of monarchy in which the sovereign means supreme power, that is the right of a government to have complete control that exercises authority in accordance. Accordance means agrees, to agree with the constitution. So that is the meaning of the constitutional monarchy. The National Assembly completed the draft of the constitution in 1791. Its main objective was to limit the powers of the monarch. This is important. The main objective of the constitution was to limit the powers of the monarch. That means to reduce the powers of the monarch. These powers, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions. So now the power of the monarch was reduced. That means hereafter the monarch would be checked by the constitution, and also monarch was answerable to the constitution. So this power, instead of concentrated in hands of one person, that is divided into different institutions, that is the legislature, executive and judiciary. Actually this idea or this philosophy already was given by the Montesquieu in his work The Spirit of the Laws. So this National Assembly, those who framed the constitution, they adapted this concept. This made France a constitutional monarchy. So because they framed the constitution, through the constitution they are going to rule the France, and also they were not overthrown the monarchy. They just reduced the power of the monarchy. That's what this type of government was called constitutional monarchy. Figure 7 explains how the new political system worked. Here figure 7 is given that political system under the constitution of 1791. From bottom onwards we will see this. This common people of France divided into two categories of citizens. One is active citizens, another one is passive citizens. Active citizens means they had voting rights. Passive citizens means they did not have any voting rights. So active citizens entitled to vote, about 4 million of citizens of the population of 28 million. So out of 28 million population, only 4 million had considered as active citizens. Passive citizens, no voting rights. About 3 million men, women, children and youth below 25. These persons considered as passive citizens, that means no voting rights. Next, these active citizens would vote and elect the electors. Almost 50,000 men, because women did not have any voting rights. So men only had the power to become as electors. That was almost 50,000 men. These electors, once again, through the vote, they elect the National Assembly. They were 745 members. So the active citizens, they were not elect directly the National Assembly. They elect indirectly through the electors. So this one is not. Active citizens are not elect directly the National Assembly members through the indirect, that is through the electors. This National Assembly had the rights to make the laws, because already we seen that the power of the institutions, that government powers separated into three different institutions, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. So legislature means making laws. So National Assembly would make the laws. Executors were king and ministers, but the National Assembly will control the king and also the ministers. So judiciary, the judges were elected through the direct vote by the active citizens. This is the political system under the Constitution, which was framed by the National Assembly in 1791. The Constitution of 1791 vested the power to make laws in the National Assembly. So National Assembly only have the complete power to make laws, which was indirectly elected. I already said two members were not elected, the National Assembly members directly. They were elected by the electors, that is indirectly elected. That is, the citizens voted for a group of electors who in turn choose the assembly. Not all citizens, however, had the right to vote. So they were divided into two citizens, active and passive. So active only had the right to vote. Only men above 25 years of age who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of laborer's wage were given the status of active citizens. That is, they were entitled to vote. So that citizens of France divided into two. One is active citizens, another one is passive citizens. So active citizens only had the right to vote. That also only men, that also those who attained above 25 years of age and should pay the taxes equal to at least the 3 days of laborer's wage. So these are the three important qualifications to get the status of active citizens and had the right to vote. The remaining men and all women were classed as passive citizens. So rest of the men as well as the women, all the women considered as a passive citizens. To qualify as an elector and then as the member of assembly, that is National Assembly, a man, not women, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of taxpayers. They should pay the tax highly. So highest bracket of taxpayers. The Constitution began with a declaration of rights of man and citizen. The rights such as the right to life. First one is right to life. Freedom of speech. Third one is freedom of opinion. Then fourth one is equality before law. These are the important 4 rights were established as natural and inalienable rights. So this one is considered as a natural rights. That means fundamental rights, and also its inalienable rights. That is, those who are born in that France, they should have this as a natural rights. That is, they belong to each human being by birth in France and could not be taken away. These rights could not be taken away from the citizens. It was the duty of the state, that is country, to protect each citizen's natural rights. Here source B is given here. We'll see that a revolutionary journalist, Jean Paul Marat, commented in his newspaper L'Ami du People, that means the friend of the people, on the constitution draft by the National Assembly. So, in his newspaper, he was a journalist. He commented in his newspaper, that one is named as the friend of the people. He commented regarding the constitution which was drafted by the National Assembly. The task of representing the people has been given to the rich. The lot of the poor and oppressed will never be improved by peaceful means alone. Here we have absolute proof of how wealth influenced the law. So according to the Marat, he is saying that complete National Assembly is formed under the control of the rich persons only. So here complete domination of the law is under the wealthy persons only, that is the third class. So according to the Marat, the poor and oppressed of the France, they have to improve their life through the revolution. If there is no space to improve their life through the peaceful manner, yet laws will last only as long as the people agree to obey them. So the law, how long it will be lost means up to the people agree to obey the laws. And when they have managed to cast off, that means cast off means overthrow or take away the yoke of the aristocrats. If that is those who are poor, those who are oppressed, these peoples, when up to they obey, that law will last. If they manage to cast off, if they manage to overthrow these rich persons from the National Assembly, they will do the same to the other owners of wealth. That means if they do the same thing which was did to the noblemen and clergy, the same thing the poor people will rebel against the rich persons of the third estate and overthrow them. So this one is commented in the newspaper of Marat. Here one picture is given here. So regarding this we will see later. Before that we learn the source C. The Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. First one, men are born and remain free and equal in rights. So according to the first one, right, the men, those who born, all remain free and equal in rights in France. First statement. Second one, the aim of every political association is the preservation of the natural and inalienable rights of man. So according to the political association, they have to preserve, they have to safeguard the natural rights and inalienable rights of man. These are liberty, property, security and resistance to oppression. Third one, the source of all sovereignty resides in the nation. That means is the right of a government to have complete supreme power, that is to complete control to govern under the government. No other group or individual may exercise authority that does not come from the people. So no other group or individual person, they are not have any rights to exercise the authority. Fourth one, the liberty consists of the power to do whatever is not injurious to others. So liberty means freedom. So that means a power to do whatever is not injurious to others. The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to society. So the law has the right to not allow only actions that are injurious to rights. So it's not allowing any actions which is cause any problem or hurt or destructions to society. Law is the expression of the general will. All citizens have the right to participate in its formation, personally or through their representatives. All citizens are equal before it. So, all citizens are equal before law. So, the law is the expression of the general will. All the citizens have the right to participate in the formation of the law, personally or through their representatives. So, personally means they can become the member of the National Assembly. Otherwise, through the representatives means we have to send the representatives, that is active citizens are sending the representatives. No man may be accused, arrested or detained except in cases determined by the law. So, according to the law only should do all the process. So, apart from the law, without law, no man may be accused. No man should not be choose as a accused or arrest or detained, that means kept in jail against the law. It should not be against the law. Every citizen may speak, write and print freely. He must take responsibility for the abuse of such liberty in cases determined by the law. So they should not abuse anything through their speak or write or print. For the maintenance of the public force and for the expenses of the administration, a common tax is indispensable. Here public force means public military force, and for the expenses of the administration, that is to run the government, a common tax is indispensable. It must be assessed equally on all citizens in proportion to their means. So it should be collected from all the citizens of the France. Since property is a sacred and inviolable right, no one may be deprived of it unless a legally established public necessity requires it. If government requires that property, that land or that area to establish the necessity of the public, in that case a just compensation must be given in advance. A right compensation must be given in advance to the person. After that only they can take their property. Now we will observe this picture here, which is the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, painted by the artist Le Barbier in 1790. The figure on the right represents France. The figure of the left symbolizes the law. To observe this important thing, here you can see the triangle which is center is an eye is given there. Then this one, you observe this, and this bundle of sticks, this cap, this a snake is biting his own tail, then this anklet which is broken, then this figure and this also. Okay, this is personification figure. The Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen, here written in French language. Reading political symbols. The majority of men and women in the 18th century could not read or write. So they could not read or write. So images and symbols, through the images and symbols were frequently used instead of printed words to communicate important ideas. So the painting by Le Barbier, figure 8, previous page we seen that, uses many such symbols to convey the content of the Declaration of Rights. Let us try to read these symbols. So first we seen in that source C, that is completely written form. So those who could not read or write, so they use the images and symbols through the paintings, which is given the same meaning of that Declaration of Rights of man and citizen. First one symbol you see this. This one is the broken chain. The chains were used to fetter slaves, and broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. So the broken chain, which is meaning given is freedom. So first one is freedom. Second one, see the bundle of rods or faces. One rod can be easily broke, but not an entire bundle. So here the mentioned is unity. Strength lies in unity. So here you can see that bundle of stick, which is tied with that France flag, and also center one arrow is there. So which is giving that, projecting this symbol. Next one you see the eye within a triangle radiating light. So here eye is there. So the eye within a triangle radiating the light. So which is shown in this painting. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. So eye means knowledge. The rays of the sun will drive away. So that rays is considered a brightness, will drive away the clouds of ignorance. So it will be clear that clouds and gives that knowledge. Sceptre, that means symbol of royal power. So which is given by the king or queen. So this is the symbol, main symbol of the royal power. That one is known as sceptre. Next symbol you can see a snake biting its tail to form a ring. So a snake which is biting here is one tail and form a ring. So this is symbol of eternity. Eternity means there is no starting point, there is no end. That means the time without end, there is no end. A ring has neither beginning nor end. So it is a continuous one. So there is no beginning and also the end. Here one red color cap is given here. Red Phrygian cap. Cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. So the red color symbolizes, that means those who previously was slave, now they become free. So this one is symbolized through the red color cap. Next one is blue, white, red, the national colors of France. So this is resembled as a flag. This is national colors of France. So France used the tricolor flag. So this is represent for the France. So red here, blue here, white is that top hands border is there, no, white color. So this one is white. So red, white and blue. Next one is the winged woman. This one is a personification of the law. So this one is symbolizes the law. Next one is the law tablet. That means this is the written form of the rights of man and citizen. The law is the same for all. and all are equal before it. So this is the important laws which was written in French language. In next video, we will learn about the France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. Until then, thank you.